I'm sorry, I gotta come out here and talk about one of the most ridiculous inclusions I've seen in anything here. And it's not like it's a nobody source, okay? This is The Athletic. I mean, the articles are behind a paywall. You're expected to see a lot of really good, intelligent, in-depth content about the NHL. And I'm not slandering these people at all. They're very good at their jobs and they know what they're doing. I just think that this particular inclusion on this list is absolutely bogus. I don't understand it at all. I'm sure there's some kind of explanation in the article, but to me, any way you slice it, I don't care what you say, this is not right, okay? And what I'm referring to is there's a guy who works for The Athletic. His name is Dom, and if you see his last name, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. And he works for The Athletic, and he just made a list that is titled The NHL's 10 Worst Contracts 2022 Edition. Okay? And this list, for the most part, includes some names that I definitely understand. Tyler Seguin absolutely is one of the worst contracts in the NHL right now with term, and it has a stranglehold on the Dallas Stars, that's for sure. Seth Jones, I understand. Jeff Skinner just had a really good bounce-back season, but he definitely has not earned the big superstar money, game-breaker money that he's making right now, and that's really tough for the Sabres. Vlasic, that's been a bad contract for years now. Darnell Nurse at number 5, I can understand it. He's a very good defender, but not worth the money he's making, which is like top 10 defenseman money. Colton Parayko is a very good defenseman, but at him, that's where it gets a bit shaky for me because I do like Colton Parayko a lot, but yes, he does make too much money. I understand it. Carlson to San Jose, ever since he got dealt from the Ottawa Senators and he signed this contract, I mean, we know what the deal is with Carlson. He's going to have flashes of the old Carlson, but I mean, they paid Ottawa Senators Erik Karlsson, and they're definitely not getting that, okay? They're getting retirement home Erik Karlsson here, so we understand that one. So far, no big objections. Number 8, Zach Werenski. That one, I was like, whoa. Because to me, Zach Werenski's one of the top young defensemen in the NHL. I mean, the guy is not old at all. He's still quite a young defenseman. He's 25 years old. He's entering his prime, and he signed until 2028 at 9.5, which, yes, if you're asking me, is maybe a smidge too much money, but for the type of caliber defenseman that Werenski is, not by much. I mean, I would give Werenski 8.5. I would probably even give him 9. So to me, it definitely doesn't belong in the top 10 worst contracts in the NHL. And then at number 9, that's where I rolled my eyes to the back of my head. I could not believe what I'm seeing. Not only is Nick Suzuki number 9 in the NHL's 10 worst contracts when there's guys like Milan Lucic in the league right now, but apparently Nick Suzuki's contract is worse than the one that was just signed by Ben Sherratt and the Detroit Red Wings. Which, if you need a refresher, look, Steve Yzerman, he's a very good GM, but this is one of the worst contracts I've ever seen him sign. 4 years for Ben Sherratt, who's already 31, making almost $5 million per season with a modified no-trade clause. So to me, that is a bad contract, and Nick Suzuki is nowhere near that. 22-year-old Nick Suzuki doesn't even make $8 million. This is a contract that kicks in this upcoming season. It's an 8-year deal. And is it 11 million? Is it 10 million? Is it even 9 million? Nope. Nick Suzuki is signed at 7.875 million for the next 8 years, and he's only 22 years old. And that's not even the kicker. He doesn't even have a full no-move clause. He has a modified no-trade clause that doesn't even kick in until 2026. That, to me, sounds like one of the best contracts in the NHL for a guy who, okay, he hasn't put up 85 points. Guess what? In the 82-game season that he just played, he put up 61 points, 21 goals, okay? For a guy, like I said, who's about to turn 23 years old and entering his prime. Now, I know in the NHL there's a practice of paying young guys and paying you for what you're about to do instead of what you've done. I'm looking at you, Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews, who were paid for what they had done. Look how that one's working out for them. But to me, you haven't even given Suzuki enough of a chance to prove that he's worth this contract yet. If he's 26, 27, and he hasn't put up a 70-point season, like if he's scoring 40-point seasons by the time he's 26, 27, we're having a different discussion. But he's not even making $8 million as far as the cap hit. I don't understand including him on top 10 worst contracts in the NHL. I don't get it. And including him when you're not going to include John Tavares, who makes $11 million, I don't get it here. And it makes zero sense to me how you can justify this inclusion. I don't see it. Like, it's fine if you don't like the contract. Sure, that's your personal opinion. But it is a universe away from being on the worst contracts list. I don't understand it at all. And it's not like the guy put up Jesperi Kotkaniemi numbers last season or at any point in his career. 61 points is a very solid, formidable season for a guy who's very good defensively as a centerman, who's been compared to Bergeron. He's going to be solid on both sides of the puck. So, I want to come back to this maybe in an Old Takes Exposed video, but man, is this going to look, it looks bad now. It's going to look 10 times worse in a year, 2, even 3, 4 years. Let's go back and see if Nick Suzuki is one of the 10 worst contracts in the NHL. I promise you it won't be. So for a guy who's going to be the number one center of probably the most popular and the most pressure-filled fan base and team in the NHL for the next decade, let me tell you, this contract is amazing. And make no mistake about it, Suzuki will prove it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. As usual, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.